Good evening, Internet. Welcome back to another night of Strange and Scary Games. I'm Mom. That's Aldous in the background. Tonight we're going to be playing through Paranormasight, the Mermaid's Curse. In the first video, we went through Yuzo Minakuchi's story. In the second video, we started Sato Shiranami's story. And we are currently in the middle of Sato Shiranami's story. It seems like Yuza's mother may have been a mermaid, and Sato appears to be an immortal who ate the mermaid's flesh and gained immortality. So let's find out what's going on. Sato Shiranami. The slash from the curse leaves Sato with a large wound on her chest. She dies, but only for a moment, and then resurrects in front of everyone, revealing that she is no normal person. She escapes in a panic, unsure of what will happen next. Huh? Was I asleep? Oh, right. I got attacked out of nowhere, right in the middle of Chuo Street. Every time I come back to life, my head's always foggy, and my memory's all over the place. Let's see. After I was cut down, everyone saw me resurrect, so I panicked and started running around trying to hide. But in the end, Mr. Wakamura found me. He told me to stay put in the house and keep my head down. Sounds like things are getting pretty chaotic on the island, all because of me. Apparently, Mr. Wakamura told everyone he would handle it, which helped smooth things over. What now? It's already pitch black outside. It's quiet, too quiet. It's putting me on edge. Is there going to be another phone call? The phone's quiet now. Let's hope it stays that way. Nothing else. So now everyone knows I can't die. Be that as it may, I've still got something I need to do. This is it. Time to see it through. Today's been so hectic, I need to take a second, gather my thoughts, and figure out what comes next. Right now, over the southern sea of Kamishima, the curse of the raging waves is creating a huge storm that has started to churn the sea. They say it can whip up a violent storm without warning, the kind that can flip a boat in an instant. Mr. Wakamura plans to hand me over to Unkaku Dono to find a way to stop the curse. That handover is supposed to happen tomorrow. But Shotaro is against that plan. This morning he asked if I'd run away with him, escape the island, and flee to Tokyo. Oh yeah, I still haven't given him an answer. I'm sorry, but I have my reasons. I can't go with Shotaro. As for how to actually stop the curse of the raging waves, the information Tsuyu gave us this afternoon might help. I should go over it again and get everything straight. So we didn't actually get to see this part, so I think this is going to be a flashback. Earlier today, after Mr. Wakamura told me to wait here, we snuck out and went to talk to Tsuyu. We learned some rather important info there. Yes, flashback. Are you kidding me? Wakamura is fixing to hand you over to someone to try and break the curse of the raging waves? Treating people like they're nothing but tools. That's just plain awful. Exactly, but if we can figure out how to lift the curse ourselves, then maybe it won't come to that. If you know anything about the curse of the raging waves, please, we need your help. Well, of course, I don't know what I'd do with myself if we lost you, Sato. Well, reckon it's fine to tell you. I was about to tell Yuza and Azami later anyway. Come on, you two. I've got something to show you. I promised I'd tell Yuza and Azami tonight, but there's something I need to check, so I'll fill you two in first. Oh, thank you. Ah, there it is, just as I remember it. Suyu, are you sure you're okay to be climbing these rocks with your injured leg? Oh, don't you worry about me. Still got a few tricks left in these old bones. Truth is, I put together a little shrine behind these rocks. Nobody else knows it's there, so it's been hidden here for ages now. Really? There was a shrine all the way out here? Ooh, is this one of those bronze mirrors? I think I saw one in my history textbook once. It's kinda old and worn, but it's so small and cute. It's a beauty, all right, but there's a lot more to it than it looks. The sound of crashing waves and the distant roar of the sea fills the air. The weather's so nice, and yet something about it has me on edge. No stickers, no stickers, no stickers. Having Tsukasi here with me means more than I can say. How far will she follow me in all this, I wonder? Let's see what Tsuyu has to say. No stickers. It's not letting us click on the ocean either. Alright, what do you have to say, Tsuyu? Even out here, Tsuyu remains her usual calm, unshakable self. Unfortunately, that only makes it harder to tell where the jokes end and the serious talk begins. I think I might have picked up a bit of that from her. Tsuyu, what exactly is that mirror? This here, it used to belong to Mare, Yuza's mother. Wait, Yuza's ma? Well, to be precise, Mare found it at the bottom of the old well after she came to Kamishima. The old well? That's where this bronze mirror came from? Sure is, though I don't know much beyond that, I'm afraid. Anywho, she said we had to keep it enshrined somewhere that overlooked the southern sea, so we tucked it away back here. It was here even back when Mari was still alive, so that's got to be near 20 years now. That's a long time. So, does that mirror have some connection to the curse of the raging waves? Sure does. Listen, all I'm about to tell you is just what Mari told me once. But I trusted her with all my heart, so I'll speak as if I know it all to be true. Yes, of course. This curse of the raging waves isn't some tiny little curse that someone can just throw out whenever they like. It's a massive curse that has been churning down off the southern coast of Kamishima for a good 400 years now, non-stop. Wait, seriously? If that's true, wouldn't there be a huge storm all the time? There's the thing. The curse had been sealed away all this time, held back. All because of a sacrifice offered up 400 years ago. A sacrifice? Yes, a real sacrifice. You don't mean like symbolically. You're saying someone was actually sacrificed to keep the curse at bay? Exactly. Many, many years ago, someone made the ultimate sacrifice, but thanks to that, the source of the curse was sealed away. And this here bronze mirror supposedly belonged to the very person who was sacrificed. No way! Thing is, even with that sacrifice, after 400 years, the effects that held back the curse are getting weaker and weaker. Wait, really? So in other words, now that the curse is overpowering its seal, the curse of the raging waves could be set loose again. That's how it seems. But at the same time, it seems the curse itself has become a lot weaker over the last 400 years. Even with the seal wearing thin, the power of this bronze mirror has been able to keep it at bay. It's managed to hold back the curse of the raging waves for the past 10 or so years. The mirror doesn't hold a candle to a real sacrifice, but still, it's got enough power to suppress the curse. Right, so if it wasn't for that mirror, the curse might have already swallowed up the island. But if that's the case, Mari wasn't a curse bearer trying to unleash the curse at all. In fact, she was the complete opposite. She found the mirror and was trying to hold it back, right? Well, that's true, but it ain't quite the whole story. What do you mean? To explain what I mean, I need to tell you about where Mare came from. I thought no one knew where she came from. Sorry for keeping it from you. The truth is, Mare was a descendant of a place called Taishima, an island that was wiped off the map long ago. Wait a sec. Taishima? Isn't that the place where the curse of the raging wave started, after it got invaded or something? That's the one. Hold on, I heard that Mari was a descendant of the people who destroyed Taishima, that she was the one who brought the curse. Quite the opposite. Her ancestors were the ones being destroyed. Well, dang, that sure changes the story. But what does that mean exactly? Mare told me that folks from Taishima passed down a duty from generation to generation. A duty? She said it would be 400 years since the disaster during her generation, and that meant she had to be the one to see it through. To carry out that duty, first, the curse of the raging waves had to be removed once and for all. They needed to wait for the curse to weaken, and so many a generation passed for that to happen. So the duty wasn't just to stop the curse, that was just the first step? Right. Mare came to Kamishima because she was meant to fulfill that duty. Apparently she spent years waiting on the island, watching for a sign the curse was starting to weaken. Eventually she ended up marrying my little Tosuke, but it seems that was never part of the plan. She often used to chuckle about it, saying that you never knew when or where fate would bring someone into your life. I had no idea. Then we came to 5 years ago. 395 years since the curse of the raging waves had begun. She said the time had finally come, that the curse was now weak enough. I still remember her saying how, if she offered the mirror now, she could remove the curse for good. She could complete her duty. Remove the curse for good? Well, even hearing all that, I was still only half convinced the curse wasn't just an old folktale. Yeah, don't think anyone can blame you. So then, what exactly was her duty? She said she'd only tell me once it was all over and done with. Oh right, the Southern Sea disaster. In the end, I never got to hear what her duty was. Mari was taken by the sea before she could tell me. After that disaster, I was a mess inside, couldn't think straight for ages. But now, with all this going on, I figured it was time I finally talked about what happened. That day, 5 years ago. Out of the blue, Mare suddenly said the time had come. She headed out to sea, bronze mirror in hand, ready to end the curse once and for all. But do you know the rest? I reckon she failed to do it. She failed? And then that triggered the storm and the whole disaster? That's how it looks. Thinking back, it hadn't quite been 400 years yet. Maybe she rushed it, felt like time was running out. Think she tried to end it and the curse just lashed back, causing the tragedy. I know folks want to blame her, but I could never really say anything to stop them. One curious thing though, Mari took this bronze mirror with her when she set out. But when Yuzo was the only one found alive, he had the mirror on him. Maybe that's what saved him. Just him, by some miracle. At the very least, I'm grateful that he came back safe. Yeah, when they found Yuzo that day, I remember bawling my eyes out. I was so relieved. After that, I offered a little prayer of thanks to the mirror and quietly returned it to the shrine in the bay. For the next 5 years, there was no sign of the raging waves. Everything stayed calm, up until now. That does explain a lot. But there's still one thing I can't quite make sense of. What's that? I know she took Tosuke with her, as he was the one who handled the boat, but I never understood why she'd take a little Yuza with her too. Ah yeah, that is a bit odd. Yuza says he doesn't remember a thing, so he'll probably never know the truth. Not to mention that Mare's so-called duty also still remains a mystery. All that's left is this bronze mirror and 5 long years since then. Darn. I kept hoping that maybe, just maybe, the curse of the raging waves would fade away on its own. But now they say it's growing stronger again, and I have to say the despair is setting in. So something just came to mind. What is it, Tsukasa? Yuza is Mary's son, right? So that means he's also a descendant of the Taishima. What if Mare passed on the duty to him, taught him how to deal with the curse? Oh, that's a good point. Maybe she brought Yuza along just in case things didn't go as planned, to carry things on if she couldn't. Now that you say it, that actually makes a lot of sense. Truth is, I've been wondering if that boy's starting to remember something. Oh? It's not exactly an easy thing to bring up to him, you know? But since we're finally talking about all this, I figure it's time to ask him straight. I see. Though, honestly, Yuza couldn't hide anything from anyone, let alone us. I thought the same. That boy's as transparent as glass. So listen, Sato. You need to tell him there's no need to rush with all this nonsense. The bronze mirror's holding the curse of the raging waves back for now. Yeah, and maybe Yuza actually knows how to get rid of the curse with that mirror. Yeah. But it didn't work for Mare, not with the bronze mirror alone. The curse is still out here, so maybe it really does need me to, you know. Sato, you okay? You're acting kind of weird. Thank you, Suyu, for telling us all of this. I think it's time I told you about something too. I actually remembered something the other day about who I used to be. Wait, you mean you remembered even more? Yeah. Sorry I didn't say anything sooner. I guess I'll just spill it. The one who was sacrificed here 400 years ago, that was me. Huh? What? Wait, hold on. 400 years ago? You pulling my leg at a time like this? No. You see, the truth is... Well, I'll be. So you're telling me you're immortal? You promise you ain't pulling my leg? This one's a bit hard to swallow. I think the reason the curse is getting stronger is because I woke up 3 months ago after sleeping deep down on the seafloor. I think me waking up weakened the seal that was holding the curse back. Whoa, wait. So when you said you'd been asleep for hundreds of years, you meant you were actually a sacrifice at the bottom of the ocean? That's awful. That's right. I was sacrificed to seal the curse at its source. It wasn't to remove it, though. It was just a way to keep it from seeping out. It was just a temporary fix, a stopgap, until someone found a way to remove it for good. That said, it did last 400 years, I suppose. It's hard to even imagine. But after those 400 years, the curse was supposed to have weakened. And the way to end it should have been passed down. You mean by Mare? I guess she never had the chance. Maybe there's a chance that she did pass something on to Yuza. Maybe, but if she didn't, that would mean that I have to be the sacrifice again. Whoa, Sato, no, that's not how it has to be. That has to be the reason I'm immortal. Sato. I never should have woken up. Everyone here took me in even though I didn't remember a thing. I didn't want to lose all that warmth, so I kept quiet. I'm so sorry. But if it comes to it, I'll take responsibility. I'll be the sacrifice again. No, Sato, don't talk like that. You already protected us 400 years. That's more than enough. I refuse to let you go through that again. There has to be a reason that you woke up now. You weren't needed to seal the curse anymore. I know it. She's right. We'll find a way to keep you safe through this, Sato. Curse of the Raging Waves, a curse that causes an outbreak of turbulent waves and violent storms in the seas around Kamishima. It is said that the curse was born from the resentment of the former residents of Taishima, an island once located to the south of Kamishima, after someone brought about its destruction. Some believe that several of the disasters have struck Kamishima in the past were actually caused by this curse in some manner, including the Kamishima South Sea disaster that occurred 5 years ago. The person accused of bringing the curse to Kamishima was called the Raging Waves Curse Bearer and was shunned by the island's inhabitants. In truth, the curse has been perpetually active ever since its inception. The sacrifice offered 400 years ago merely served to seal the source of the calamity during this time. It is believed that Mari Minakuchi attempted to lift the curse once and for all, only for her failure to give rise to the disaster 5 years ago. I got a bit overwhelmed back there. But Tsuya and Tsukasa both told me that there was no need for me to be the sacrifice. Still, I can't help but feel I have to do something. Of course, if there's anything I can do to avoid being sacrificed, I'll do it. That bronze mirror definitely was something I owned a really long time ago. I never imagined it held power strong enough to suppress a curse, though. But even offering it up didn't fully get rid of the curse of the raging waves. Which means there must be some other condition that wasn't met. The real key to ending the curse has to be tied to something or someone related to Mare. Hopefully, Tsuyu will be able to tell the others more about that. That said, it's possible Unkakudono already has that exact same information. After talking with Tsuyu, we put the bronze mirror back in the shrine. With the curse so unstable right now, moving it away from the shrine seemed like a bad idea. Tsuyu said she plans to tell Yuza and Azami the same thing she told me. And if that leads to anything new, they'd let us know. Earlier today, I got a creepy call demanding I turn myself in. They said if I didn't comply, an assassin with a curse would start killing people. I didn't go. And sure enough, later that evening, I was struck out of nowhere by some invisible slash and killed. Whoever did it was probably testing whether I had really come back to life, while also showing off their power, all in one go. And it worked perfectly. The island went into panic, with people both terrified of me for not dying and of the one who attacked me. If it really was an assassin mixed in among the locals that used a curse to do all that, we're in serious trouble. A curse that can kill someone instantly from a distance, that's not just dangerous, it's terrifying. None of the curses I've ever known worked like that. They were never that convenient or all-powerful. They say when you curse someone, you're cursing yourself as well. Using a curse always comes with risks, or with strict conditions. To target me so precisely in that exact moment and place, from somewhere I couldn't even see, there must have been some really specific conditions to pull it off. I should try to recall the curse slash that hit me, see if there's anything else I can remember. That attack, it was brutal. I changed clothes and the wound's gone now, but I can't stop the cold sweat. My body still remembers the pain. But I'm the only one who can get to the bottom of this curse. I need to think back, remember exactly what happened when I was cursed. There has to be some kind of clue. Was there any sign, anything at all before I was struck? Wait, that's right, just before I was slashed. I saw something reflected in the hand mirror, a mysterious shadow. If I remember correctly, it looked like a warrior in armor carrying a sword. Wait a second, could it be? Was that the curse of the Heike I heard about yesterday? Heikai? Heika? Past recollection chapter available. It will unlock once all conditions are met. A curse that delivers a single hate-fueled strike from a sword. And its shadow was already there before I was hit, which means if I can spot that armored warrior shadow again, it would mean the assassin using the curse should be nearby. Damn it, I should have asked more questions yesterday. That cursed shadow. It showed up in the mirror, but when I turned around there was nothing there. Does that mean maybe it's only visible in mirrors? If that's true, I might be able to use this Kameshi Maru hand mirror to spot the shadow before the curse strikes. I could go looking for it with the mirror. Maybe I should practice a bit. Okay, here goes. Yeah, looks like I can use this mirror to search for things behind me. What are we going to see? Let's do a little practice first. Let me try reflecting the Kameshi Maru flag in the mirror. Once I can see its reflection, I'll take a closer look. Ah, there you are, Kameshi Maru. Okay, this works. Kameshi Maru's still in his usual spot. It's weirdly reassuring to see him. I should also reflect a bit more on what I know about Unkaku Dono. It seems that Mr. Wakamura still hasn't figured out who the assassin is either. Whoever they are blending in with the locals and triggering the curse with ease. As far as I know, only a psychic with a powerful spirit sense could use a curse like that. Is there really someone like that on this island? The killing definitely won't stop with just the attack on me. Even the man on the phone was ranting about killing everyone off, one by one. But at least for the moment, it seems pretty quiet outside. Still, there's no telling when it'll start. If that caller really can wield a curse, maybe turning them down wasn't the smartest move. Then again, there's no way I was just going to hand myself over. And like Shodoro said, there's also a chance the caller was working for Unkaku Dono. Okay, if I can catch the shadow with the mirror before anything happens, then maybe I can find the assassin right as they're about to use the curse. Wait, one problem. If anyone on this island sees me now, it'll just cause more panic. I'll have to stay hidden while I move around. There's nothing else here. Don't see anything else. All right, let's move. I guess for now, I just need to do whatever I can. If I can find that armored shadow again, maybe I can at least deal with that curse. I'll have to try and avoid places with lots of people around, though. Damn. This isn't going to work. There are too many people around here. I should try somewhere else. I think that we should go to the Kantakisha ruins, but I'm going to be like searching around to see if there's anywhere else that we get anything. There are just as many people around here. It's too risky. This place is too risky too. I'm really running out of options. No sense risking it. Let me try elsewhere. This area seems pretty empty. Time to take a look around while I have the chance. Okay, let's take a look around. Maybe I can find that shadow with the mirror. I'm not seeing the shadow. You guys see the shadow? Nope, nothing here. Nothing up the steps. Damn, looking around under these circumstances, even normal stuff starts to look suspicious. Relax, relax. I don't think we're going to find anything here. I guess it's not here. Nobody around here either. Let me take a look. Wait, did Tsuyu say she was meeting Yuza and Azami here later? I should look around quickly before anyone shows up. I think that's just her hair. Got spooked by her hair highlights. There it is. What the? It's there. I saw it. As I thought, I can't see anything directly, but it was right here, right by those rocks. Which means that the assassin should be nearby. Huh? Who's that? Damn it, they took off. Wait! Damn it, I lost them. Well, someone as out of shape as me never had a chance to catch up. I don't even really know if they went this way. This is hopeless. Damn, I'm completely out of breath. I didn't think this far ahead. What did I think I was going to do if I actually found someone? Anyway, running around in the dark isn't going to get me anywhere. But I did see that shadow again, along with someone suspicious nearby. Taking off like that the second I saw them was just about the most obviously suspicious thing they could have done. That pretty much confirms there is an assassin using a curse to attack people on the island, just like the phone caller threatened. But even if that's the case, is there anything I can do to stop it? I mean, I'm not exactly built to fight. I'm pretty sure I'd lose to just about anyone. I can't do this alone. I have to find someone to help me. But who can I even ask at a time like this? Wait, hang on. Wasn't Tsuyu supposed to be meeting Yuza and Azami down by the bay? Oh, please no. I've got to get back and warn her, now. I can't breathe. So out of shape. I'm here. Barely. No. No. Tsuyu, wake up. Was I too late? No, this isn't happening. Wait, what about Yuza and Azami? Weren't they supposed to meet her here? There are footprints. Maybe they ran to get help already? Tsuyu. No, this is the same wound as mine. It's hopeless. She would have died in an instant. There's nothing anyone can do. I'm so sorry. I came back, though. I'll make sure you're properly laid to rest. After that, Sato returned to the island's city center, which had turned into a living nightmare. Countless others had already fallen victim to the curse. Bloodied bodies lay scattered across the ground. People fled in panic, screaming and confused. Some turned on others, shouting wild accusations. Others broke down, wailing in helpless hysteria. Many clung to lifeless loved ones, crying in despair. In the midst of the chaos, not a single person paid Sato any mind. Sato Shiranami wandered through the devastation, overcome with guilt. If she had only done more, maybe this tragedy could have been prevented. If I had just listened, if I had just done what that damn phone caller told me, none of this would have happened. This is all my fault. It's all because I dared to hope. Hope that I could keep on living. This is all wrong. I was never supposed to be here. It's all wrong. This body, my life, maybe it's better if it just ends. I'll surrender to the assassin, right now. If that stops any more people from getting hurt. There's a pool of fresh blood. Someone must have collapsed here. Where's the body? Do we not get to look at him? Ah, Mr. Wakamura, where did you...
Sato, where is Tsukasa? Tell me where Tsukasa Owawa is now.
Huh? Tsukasa? Why Tsukasa?
Can't believe I missed it. I figured Unkakudono had a couple secret kids stashed somewhere. But Tsukasa Owawa? She was one all along? You lot been keeping it secret from the start.
What? What are you talking about?
That goddamn assassin's gotta be working for Unkakudono, so it has to be her. Where is she? Gotta get my hands on her and put an end to this mess. Stop wasting time and talk.
If she's hiding, she's probably at the Kantakisho ruins. But I can't tell him that. If he gets there first, Tsukasa would be in trouble. I think she's down by the southern bay.
The bay. Got it.
That was close. I've got to find Tsukasa before he does and warn her. No time to waste. Someone's here. What the hell?
Ga! Sato! Sato! Yuza! Yuza just...
Both of you need to get out of here. It's dangerous here. Hurry. But what about Yuza? There's no time. Just go. All right. We've got another scene, it looks like. Nothing to go back for. This one is still missing one, which is weird. The tragedy of Kamishima. Mysterious deaths continue to occur amongst the island's residents, and it is not long before the same tragedy befalls Yuza. Azami and the others are left helpless and overwhelmed by grief. I'm going to take a quick break just to catch my breath. All right, let's get into it.
Damn it, what the hell is going on? What the fuck happened to Yuza? How could you just die like that, out of nowhere? You managed to live through this disaster 5 years ago, just to die like this? And still the whole island turned on you, blamed your mom for everything. They rejected you even when you said you wanted to become an Ama diver. What the hell did you ever do to deserve that? But you never once complained, just kept going like it was nothing. You did everything right. Someone like you deserved so much better. You deserve to be happy, damn it. I would have done anything to make that happen. And yet I couldn't do a damn thing. I'm sorry. I'm so damn sorry, Yuza. This shouldn't have been the way for you to go. How could the gods think this is fair? How? Hey, Tsukasa. Sorry, I know this is a terrible time. But there's something important I need to tell you. Yeah, go ahead. Compared to how shaken Azami is, Tsukasa seems rather calm given the situation. She's probably wondering why I'm staying so composed right now, too. Try to stay calm and listen, okay? I spoke to Mr. Wakamura earlier. Apparently, this Unkankudono person might actually be your father. Huh? Wait, what? Wait. Are you serious? You're saying my pa, Yamashina, is Unkankudono? That's what he said. Not sure if it's true or not.
But Mr. Wakamura's already made up his mind. He's convinced that makes you the assassin. If he finds you, who knows what he'll do. Huh? That's crazy talk. Me? An assassin? Come on. That makes no sense. I know. I don't believe it either. That's why we need to find the real assassin as soon as possible. Yeah, but that's easier said than done. Sato, Suyu's gone, and so is Yuza. Yeah, I never thought it would come to this. I'm scared. What are we supposed to do now? I didn't manage to find out any more about the Curse of the Raging Waves, but right now we have to find the assassin. Earlier, down by the bay, I saw the curse shadow again, as well as someone running away. Wait, the shadow! Sorry, I need to check something curse-related real quick. The curse? Oh, right. Earlier, Huh? What is it? Are you trying to remember something? I know. I can check with the hand mirror to make sure that the shadow isn't nearby. Get it about face level, spin her around. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. Ah! Damn it, what was it? I can't remember. Whoa, don't scare me like that. Tsukasa, what's the matter? I guess the shock has made me forget. Right before it happened, Yuza realized something important, but I'm blanking on it now. Huh? Something important? Yeah, Yuza said he figured out the condition that the curse needed to affect someone. I swear he said something about people being marked by something, but I can't really remember. He was just about to say who the culprit was too, and then, well, that happened to him. Marked. I can't remember. Just thinking about that moment's making me sick. Oh no, Tsukasa, it's okay. Don't force yourself to remember. I won't, but still, I do remember one thing he said. He thought that the curse could only target women from the island, but now that he was targeted... Oh, hold on a second. I think I see what he was getting at. Sato, did you figure something out? Could the curse be using this as a marker? A mirror? That's it, the Kameshi Maru hand mirror. It's got to be that. I knew it. Yuza took that mirror out of his pocket right before it happened. He lifted it up to about his neck, and then his head was chopped off. And when I was attacked, I had the hand mirror in my jacket pocket too. That's got to be it. Didn't they say those hand mirrors were handed out to everyone on the island? Whoa! Azami, you feeling okay now? Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry you had to see me like that. But if we're this close to finding out who did all this, then this is no time to be moping around. First things first, if either of you still have that mirror, get rid of it now. Ooh, good point. So, Sato, you figured it out, haven't you? The one behind this curse? The assassin who used the curse to kill so many. Yeah, it's got to be the person who gave out the hand mirrors, so... Where is she? It has to be Kikuko, right? You saying she never actually died? Wait, you're saying Kikuko was killed too? Yeah, we saw her lying in a pool of blood by the jetty. You did? I was just there earlier. I remember seeing a large bloodstain, but no body. Really? I guess someone must have moved her. In all this chaos, who's got time to move a body with everyone panicking like this? Where would they even move her? There's so many dead, we barely have the time or space to lay folks down and cover them up. That's true. Then maybe she never actually died, managed to get up and walk off on her own? But if Kikuko is the assassin, why would she let herself get hit by the curse's attack? Wait, if she managed to get up from death... I mean, I doubt it, but maybe she's immortal like you, Sato. What? No way! Huh?
Huh? What was that? You said that so casually, but I could have sworn you just said Sato is immortal?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but yeah, that's basically what it boils down to.
Huh, so that's what happened earlier. That explains what everyone was talking about.
Still, I don't think there are others like me out there. You think so? Is it really that rare? I don't really have any frame of reference. I have another theory that's more likely. Azami, did you get a good look at Kikuko's wounds?
I mean, not really. It was pretty dark out. We were kind of panicking.
Wait, are you saying maybe she wasn't actually hurt at all? The most likely explanation is that she got up after faking her death. Maybe she fakes being a victim using fake blood or something to avoid suspicion. Excuse me. So she waited for others to see her and then just slipped away in the confusion. Oh, guess the cat's out of the bag.
Huh?
Oh, that was Sato. Huh?
Kikuko, you really are still alive.
Yep. Hate to break it to you, but I ain't immortal or anything fancy like that. Just fake blood is all. I was hiding up by the lighthouse, but then I heard you all talking, so I figured I may as well come out. Too bad you figured it all out. There really is no turning back for me now. Sato, I was told to bring you in, even if it means killing every last person on the island. Eek! It's the shadow!
Doesn't matter. We already tossed those damn mirrors. The curse can't touch us now.
Just so you know, I've got your friend Tsukasa Oao marked even now. You're the one person I cannot forgive. Huh? I am? How? The cursed target wasn't just tied to the hand mirrors?
She's just bluffing. Sato, get behind me. I'm not letting her take you.
It's pointless. Disobey me and Tsukasa will be the first to die. No, I surrender. I'll go with you quietly. What?
Sato, what are you saying? Now is not the time to be joking.
I know. I've made up my mind. I can't let anyone else get killed because of me. There's no resisting this curse. It's too strong. Sato, no! Good. Smart choice. Otherwise, everyone on the island would have perished. Kikuko, why are you doing this? You grew up here too. Does this place mean nothing to you? I guess I have some feeling for this place. But if I didn't sever those ties, my world would never change.
What the hell are you talking about?
He is the only one who ever sparked a change in my miserable excuse for a life. Now he'll finally acknowledge me. I'll become who I was meant to be. That's your reason for all this? This island never cared about people. Always just blamed everything on curses. Surely you all understand wanting to destroy this shithole. I just took up the reins. Someone needs to break the cycle. Now I can finally start living my own life, free from all that bullshit. Anyway, we need to get moving. There's a boat waiting out back. If you follow us, I'll kill Tsukasa. Do yourselves a favor and stay right there, okay? Thank you. Both of you. Please, don't try to follow. It's too dangerous.
God damn it.
No! Sato! Unfortunately, I can't have people that know my identity just walking away, especially not you, Tsukasa. The following day, the bodies of Azami Kumoi and Tsukasa Oao were found beneath the lighthouse, collapsed together in a lifeless heap. Azami, who'd been helping search for the curse's mark, tried to take Tsukasa's place, but ended up caught in the curse instead. But the tragedy that struck Kamishima didn't end there. Right after the assassin left Kamishima with Sato Shiranami, a new calamity followed. A violent storm born of the curse of the raging waves erupted in the seas around the island. As expected, the curse could not be sealed away by the bronze mirror alone. Ferocious winds and towering waves pounded the island for 3 days and nights, leaving devastation in their wake. Most islanders who had tried to flee the tragedy by boat that night were lost to the storm and remain missing to this day. Among them was the assassin behind the incident. And Sato Shiranami, who went along with her. She was never to be seen again. Ending number 1, The Tragedy of Kamishima. You have my heartfelt thanks for all your hard work thus far. And so, the affair surrounding Kamishima has reached one of its possible conclusions. Sadly, it seems neither Yuza Minakuchi or Sato Shiranami were able to achieve their goals. To avoid arriving at this particular outcome, please continue progressing through the story chart. After all, you came here for that very purpose, did you not? Oh my, are you perhaps still unsure of who you are? No need to worry. I'm confident you'll remember in time. You're just missing a few key pieces. As you travel along the story chart and shape what happens, perhaps you'll remember your part in this. Be sure to think on it as you move forward. Well then, I'm sure we'll see each other again soon. Farewell for now. Alright, we've reached the end of Sato Shiranami's story. Time to start on Umeko Shiki. Umeko Shiki and Soto Kiryu head to the coast of Futa Migoura after receiving a report about a strange corpse found there. Do we finally get to see a mermaid? Mrs. Shiki, there you are. Sorry for calling you all the way out here. Not at all. Thank you for bringing the case to our attention. I hear you've got an unusual corpse on your hands. Well, forensics aren't here yet, so I honestly don't know whether it can even be called a corpse or not. But I do know that it'll cause a stir if anyone catches sight of it, so right now we're just trying to keep the busybodies away. I sure am glad it happened while you were still here, though, what with you being from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police and all. Masaru Ide? Where is our cadaver, then? Still in the water over there where it was found. Feel free to go ahead and examine it. Over there. I see. This is Masaru Ide, a detective from the local police. He's acting as my point of contact while I'm over here, as well as providing any support I need. I don't doubt it's quite a troublesome assignment. There are a lot of things that need to be kept secret, for one. But he's been very good at not prying into the particulars while doing what needs to be done, occasional grumbling notwithstanding. Given what this case has ended up involving, though, those particulars may not end up remaining undisclosed for much longer. What is new with Sato? a mysterious girl currently lodging with Shinobu Wakamura, a local Kamishima magnate. She became immortal after eating the flesh of a mermaid at some point in the past. In truth, Tsukasa secretly tracked down her father, a wealthy man who owns multiple companies in Issei, and knows that she is his illegitimate child. She has apparently even gone out to dinner with him several times, but keeps this a secret from her mother. Who is the one we were looking for? Ide? An assistant inspector in the 1st Investigative Division of the Criminal Investigation Department of Mie Prefectural Police, he often finds himself saddled with whatever troublesome tasks come to the department's way, something he makes sure to grumble about each time, but is a proficient detective in his own right, being diligent in his duties and having passed his promotion exam without difficulty. Although often said to have a somewhat unreadable expression, he is quite sociable and makes a point to attend all the department drinking parties. Born and raised in Mie, Masaru never ventured beyond bicycle commuting distance of his hometown, Sioux City, until the time came for him to attend university. With no particular plans for his future in mind, he took the employment exam for police officers, figuring that a local government job would at least be stable. He had no admiration for the police or any strong sense of duty or justice, but found the strict discipline of the police force suited his personality. He quietly married a fellow classmate from the police academy soon after graduating, and at home he takes on the role of a doting father to 2 sons and a daughter. If pressed to discuss his hobbies, they would include walking and combination puzzles. Strangely enough, he often happens to be walking nearby whenever incidents occur, leading to him being first on the scene even when off duty, something his colleagues frequently tease him about. Sounds like he might be starting some of these. At first glance, he seems the sort to find hard work troublesome, but he's proven himself to be quite the thoughtful individual. If that attitude of his is a deliberate ploy to get those he's dealing with to lower their guard, he's certainly not one to be underestimated. Do we know what the situation was when the corpse was found? I just got here as well, so I'm not clear on the details myself. But from the sounds of it, a local civilian happened across it about an hour ago as they were passing by. They got us on the scene immediately, so no one else should have seen it. That's a relief. We don't want people working themselves into a frenzy over this. Where is that local now? We've got someone taking their statement in a nearby police box. I'll let you know when we get more info there. Please do. Weren't you going to examine the body? This is Soto Kiryu. He's worked with me as my assistant for a long time now, although he usually makes his living as a psychic detective. He's not officially with the police, but with my assignments being what they are, he has special permission to accompany me on investigations. An independent psychic who makes his living as Japan's only psychic detective. Soto has no permanent residence, instead traveling throughout the country for training and resolving any metaphysical incidents he comes across, something which eventually led to him gaining his current moniker within the industry. Although he has a calm and taciturn personality and is possessed of a sharp mind, he is surprisingly sensitive by nature. However, this trait does not extend to mercy towards spirits and other phenomena, which he often ends up subduing by force. Primary spiritual abilities. Curses. The ability to use particular curses to inflict harm or otherwise negative effects on others. Effects range from forcibly binding a target in place to dealing fatal wounds. The stronger the curse's effect, the greater the burden on the user. Shogun, the ability to see the face of a deceased individual from their remains, allowing for recreation of their features via portrait sketch. Only a small piece of the deceased remains is necessary to use this ability. However, enough of the thoughts and desires of the dead individual must remain for it to be effective. The Feast of Shadows, the ability to create a domain in which the potency and range of certain types of spiritual abilities are increased. Only effective at night, Soto himself is able to create a domain up to 1 kilometer in range. Soto's family runs a small shrine dedicated to a certain Onmyoji from the Sengoku period. This Onmyoji is said to be an ancestor of the Kiryu family, which may explain why their bloodline has produced many individuals with a strong spirit sense over the years. Soto is born with an exceptionally potent spirit sense, even within his lineage, leading to his abilities catching the attention of a legendary psychic, Itinsai Shiki, when he was about 8 years old. Itinsai subsequently took him under his wing as his protege. and Soto underwent rigorous training under his watchful eye. Even now, he is always quick to respond when summoned by his mentor's wife, Yumeki Shiki, and often supports her during her work. He also has a keen interest in swords, and is extremely knowledgeable about blades from all countries and eras. He's had his gaze fixed on the corpse ever since we got here. I suppose he's curious to know what led to its current state. Is there anything that stands out to you so far, Soto? I'd like to get a better grasp on the details before saying anything, I think. Are there any stickers? This is Futamigaura, the coastline just northeast of Ise City. It's a pretty popular location for tourists, and there are several beaches nearby as well, so a bunch of people are milling around. It certainly is an impressive sight. It's too bad we couldn't come here as simple tourists. Futamigaura is the name of the stretch of coastline along Futami Town, so named during the events of the story. It has since been merged with Ise City, in the Watarai district of Mie Prefecture, as part of the Ise-shima National Park. It has been designated as a place of scenic beauty, considered one of the most scenic spots in Japan. The name, Futamigaura, is said to originate from a visit to the area by Yamato Hime no Mikoto. According to legend, the area's beauty caused her to turn to look back upon it, leading to Futami, look twice, becoming parts of its name. A city located in the central northern area of the Shima Peninsula, the northern part of the city is on a plain directly facing Ise Bay, while the southern part is on more mountainous land surrounded by hills. Having long flourished as a town leading up to the Torii Gate of Ise Shrine, it stands out as a particularly popular tourist destination, even among the many attractions in the Ise-shima area. The city is sometimes referred to as Shinto, meaning the city of the gods. Although best known for Ise Shrine, many other temples and shrines can also be found within the city. The land overlooking Ise Bay is blessed with an abundance of beautiful scenery, including Mount Asama, which was included on a list of 100 famous Japanese scenic spots during the Showa era. Take one more look around for stickers. There's a police officer. The local police have the area closed off to make sure bystanders can't get too close. The sound of the waves and the buzz from the onlookers fills the air around us. I suppose it's inevitable that the police being around would draw people's attention. I just hope it doesn't cause commotion. Look at the corpse. I see. So this is the corpse in question, is it? Unusual is certainly one word for it. It's all dried up now, almost like it's been mummified. But apart from that, it's pretty safe to say this is a mermaid, right? Let's take a closer look. The body's lower half is identical to a fish's tail. If this was a fish, it'd be a pretty huge one. It would seem like the fish half of the body begins from the shoulders downward. All the mermaids I've ever heard of have had the fish half start from the waist down. If it is a fake, maybe whoever made it didn't do their research. Really? Several of the mermaids described in old Japanese legends have their faces as the only human part, though. Seriously. Guess that makes me the one who didn't do their research then. If this really is a corpse, I wonder when they died. I doubt their body would have ended up this desiccated if it had been in the sea this whole time. I think there's a possibility that they died shriveled up into mummy-like state, then their body fell into the sea and got washed up here. It makes for quite the enigma, that's for sure. There's no sign of any external wounds. I can't see anything that could have caused their death, at least. As you can see, there's no doubt it was a human head. That's the main reason we went ahead with treating it as a corpse. That makes sense. I can't imagine anyone would have seen a creature like this before, after all. If it really is a mermaid, wouldn't this be a pretty huge discovery? It's not the sort of thing we'll be able to make public, that's for sure. I don't suppose we have any way of confirming their identity. Their identity? Given the state of the body, it'd probably be difficult to confirm based on facial features, but we might have a chance of using dental records. Though that would depend on if they ever had a dental exam. I see. That makes sense. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards it being a fake of some kind. What do you think? It's true that many of the mermaid mummies discovered were ultimately found to have been man-made in origin. Relics believed to be either the embalmed or mummified remains of mermaids are preserved in temples throughout Japan. Among them, several are said to bestow blessings such as eternal youth and longevity or sound health, and are treated as objects of worship. In the 1970s, some garnered so much attention after being featured on TV that people traveled en masse to see them, prompting some temples and shrines to discontinue public viewings. Mermaid mummies have also been documented in other countries. In the 1800s, the exhibition of mermaid mummies as exotic curios became a widespread phenomenon across Europe and the United States. Although these mummies were originally believed to be genuine, subsequent analysis has revealed fibers from materials such as wood and paper in their composition, exposing them to be man-made in origin. The quality of some mermaid mummies crafted in Japan during the Edo period was particularly high, with several being widely circulated, especially in Europe. However, the revelation that many of these mermaids were man-made does not disprove the existence of mermaids, and debate on the topic continues even today. You won't find me complaining if it is. No need to investigate a fake corpse, after all. Maybe that's being too optimistic, though. We'll just have to see about that, won't we? When I first saw this expression, I thought they must have died in unbelievable agony. But at the same time, I can't help but feel like they look almost satisfied. Could just be my imagination, though. Satisfied. Anything else? If we really do have a mermaid on our hands, do you think all those stories about becoming immortal from eating mermaid flesh are true? Oh, so you're curious about that too, detective? Well, I don't know if I'd actually want to eat it, though. Living forever doesn't necessarily mean you'll be happy, you know? Besides, I can't say I find the thought of eating meat from this thing all that appealing. I see. I suppose that's a natural response. But there are plenty of people who would be interested in getting their hands on this corpse for that exact reason. I can see that. We might even have people fighting over it if it gets out. All the more reason to try and keep it hidden. Sure is a troublesome thing we've got on our hands here. Well, I think we have a decent grasp of the situation now. What's your opinion, Soto? First of all, based on the state of the corpse, I think it's safe to say this is another case of curse of the forsaken fish. Some of the residual curse energy is still lingering around the body. Just as expected, then. I suppose that's no surprise. Huh? What was that just now? We'll try to explain our understanding of the case so far, Detective. I realize some of it might sound a bit absurd, but please bear with us. This corpse is neither a fake, nor could it be called a mermaid. It is the remains of a human, one transformed into a fish as the result of a curse. What? A former human? And a curse too? It's pretty hard to know what to say to that. One thing's for sure, that's not going to fly in the case report by itself. Mind explaining a bit more for me? Of course. Let's start with an explanation of our circumstances, then. I'll let you handle the explanations, ma'am. Of course, leave it to me. In return, I'll be counting on you to handle the report. Ah, confound it. First, I suppose I should start with a brief explanation of the department I work for. Wait, aren't you part of some secret department in the security division over in Tokyo? Are you sure you should be telling me something like that? I'm not going to get caught up in any troublesome business if you do, am I? No need to worry. I doubt it will come to that. Probably. Our work is mostly kept a secret because it's something of a pain to find people who will accept, let alone understand, the circumstances each time. But you've been very supportive so far, so I can't imagine that will be a problem.
Well, if you really insist, go ahead, I guess.
As you say, my department is indeed part of the Security Division. Its proper name is the Paranormal Affairs Bureau. Although officially called the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Security Division Paranormal Affairs Bureau, it is more commonly referred to simply as Paranormal Affairs. Only a handful of people know of its existence, even within the police force. As the name suggests, this unit specializes in the investigation and resolution of cases involving paranormal phenomena. Since the existence of such happenings is not public knowledge, nor is it readily believed to be by the general population, the Bureau's activities are conducted in the utmost secrecy. As there are currently only 5 members in the unit, including the chief, they utilize a network of psychic contacts across the country to assist with their cases. The current chief of Paranormal Affairs is a man named Kuiru Nakagoshi. Although said to have been born to a family of psychics who have been involved in keeping the world safe from paranormal phenomena for generations, Kuiru is an elusive figure. Very few have met him in person, and he is rarely seen in the office. It is said that this is because he has often been the target of curses. However, some theorize that it is in fact because Kuiru is not actually a flesh and blood human, with some going so far as to question whether he really exists. His seat in the office is usually occupied by his familiar, a Nue, a legendary creature found in Japanese folklore. The Nue resembles an ordinary white's thrush and acts as Kuiru's messenger, leading to bizarre scenes of police officers earnestly reporting their findings to a bird. The term Nakagoshi case serves as a code name used to refer to cases under investigation by Paranormal Affairs. I'm pretty sure that this exact article was in the first game and has been like copied and pasted. Can you guys see my... Okay, you can't. My cursor is bleeding through on my screen, but you guys can't see it. That's funny. Geez, the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, huh? Though if there really are cases of spiritual phenomena causing harm around the place, I guess it's not that hard to believe there'd be some sort of organization to deal with them within the police. Precisely. I'm glad you're so quick on the uptake. Well, after seeing that corpse over there, there's not much else I can do but believe it, you know? Oh, does that mean you have spirit sense or some other sort of psychic powers? Not to any notable degree, I'm afraid. As I mentioned, I'm primarily a housewife. If you ask me, I would rather sort this all out and get back home to my husband as soon as possible. Right. Soto here was my husband's protege when he used to work as a psychic... Excuse me. Soto here was my husband's protege when he used to work as a psychic, though. He helps me out on any work I'm assigned to. I'm responsible for handling any spiritual work that comes up. Yes. Spiritual work, huh? Hearing you say that like it's just another job makes me feel like we're really talking about another industry entirely. But if you really are just a housewife, Mrs. Shiki, why are you working for a special unit like that? I know it's none of my business, but if your husband is a psychic, wouldn't all this be more in his line of work? True. Personally, I'd also rather our roles were reversed. But there are several reasons why that unfortunately can't be the case. I see. I don't really know your circumstances, but it sounds pretty tough. Either way, I should be good to put this down as a paranormal affairs case, right? That should be fine, yes. You can leave the rest of the investigation to us. We'll also handle the report. More specifically, Soto will. Really? Thanks. That's a great help. Not again. Yumeko Shiki, a woman who balances her work as a housewife with her position as a full-time employee of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, a secret department within Tokyo Metropolitan Police. Although the very image of a refined lady in appearance, she has a surprisingly free-spirited personality and tends to find anything she has no interest in too bothersome to take seriously. Things that do catch her attention, on the other hand, often command all of it. She will actively involve herself in looking into them. She utterly adores her husband, swooning in admiration whenever the topic turns to him, and she is also viewed with affection by her coworkers, who call her ma'am. Out of the 5 current full-time members of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, Yumeko alone lacks any particular metaphysical abilities, despite possessing a meager degree of spirit sense. Even so, she was chosen to be part of the Bureau's elite unit for very particular reasons, reason known only to a handful of people close to her. There is once one other member of the Bureau who had no paranormal powers to speak of, veteran police detective Tetsuo Tsutsumi, and the two occasionally worked on investigations together. I think Tetsuo was a character in the first game. When dispatched on assignments now, she always pairs up with freelance psychic detective Soto Kiryu, leaving all paranormal-related procedures, and often her much-despised paperwork, to him. Yumeko's husband is also a psychic by the name of Itensai Shiki, and Soto is his cherished protege. The various abnormal occurrences attributed to the spirits of the dead are collectively referred to as spiritual phenomena. These can range from small peculiarities, such as being able to see things that shouldn't be there, hearing strange sounds, or feeling a sudden unnatural chill, to larger scale phenomena powerful enough to defy the laws of physics, potentially even triggering natural disasters. Harmful spiritual phenomena that cause unwanted effects by interfering with nature or tampering with the human body or mind are called curses. Curses can themselves be divided into two categories: those that occur naturally, often arising from negative emotions such as deep resentment from the dead, and those that are intentionally created by someone with spiritual abilities using an existing spirit or grudge. However, creating a curse is quite difficult, and there is a risk of the curse rebounding and causing harm to the creator instead. The more powerful the curse, the more stringent the conditions that are required to use it. The ability to sense the energy of spirits and spiritual phenomenon is known as spirit sense. The strength of this ability varies from person to person, and while it can be increased to a certain extent through training, it ultimately comes down to the individual's innate talent. According to those who have it, spirit sense is similar to a sense of smell. The lingering spiritual energy in any area can be detected by what feels like specialized sense organs, conveying information such as the relative strength of the phenomenon and whether it is benevolent or malevolent in nature. Those with a particularly potent spirit energy, spirit sense, are also able to glean specific details from the energy, and even track it down to identify its origin. However, as spiritual energy is unaffected by air movement, it is not possible to use wind to drive it away. The ability to see spiritual phenomena is considered a psychic ability, further described below. Spiritual phenomena occur regardless of one's ability to perceive them, so many people that lack spirit sense are affected by such phenomena without any awareness of the cause. As spirit sense is impossible to quantify, comparing its strength between individuals is difficult. However, as tolerance to forcible exposure to spiritual phenomenon is comparable to a tolerance to alcohol, there are those who use this comparison when explaining to others. Psychic ability is the special power to interact with or influence spirits. It covers a wide range of abilities, from simply being able to see spirits to being able to directly control or exercise them. It also includes the ability to intentionally induce spiritual phenomena in order to use specific skills such as peering into the future, capturing images with psychic photography, or searching for objects using dowsing. Individuals who possess such abilities are known as psychics. People who possess spirit sense but lack psychic ability are particularly susceptible to the influence of spiritual phenomenon, whether they are aware of it or not, and as such often fall victim to supernatural disasters or disturbances. So, does that mean you come all the way to Mie because you knew something like this was going to happen? Oh, that's awfully perceptive of you, Detective. I suppose you could say that, yes. At the very least, this situation has come as a huge surprise. Ah, if that's the case. Was the body from the other day one of those cases too, then? Unlocked new chapter, Unidentified Skeletons. It was indeed, yes. Seriously, that does sound like a pain to deal with. I bet our chief knew all about this when he assigned me to this case. If it lessens the burden, you've been a great help to us so far, Detective. I don't mind occult stuff, so I've been asking all these questions out of curiosity. But it's probably best I don't get too involved in all this paranormal business, right? You must have a good reason for keeping it under wraps, after all. I think that would be wise, yes. Still, I never would have thought that there's a curse out there that can turn people into fish. And it only half worked, so the victim ended up looking like a mermaid. That's bound to cause misunderstandings. The curse isn't originally meant to turn a person's whole body into that of a fish, you see. But the victim died before the transformation was complete, so it stopped before it could reach that point. The vast majority of the mermaids discovered over the years are either man-made fakes or victims of the same curse. I see. To be honest, part of me was kind of excited when I first saw what it looked like. I thought that it might mean there are really mermaids out there, you know? Exactly like the ones you hear about in stories. I'm afraid we can neither confirm or deny things there. Oh, I get why you were asking about the corpse's identity now. It's because you realize they used to be human, right? That's right. Very recently, too. The transformation likely happened yesterday, or even earlier today. What? That recently? Someone could really end up in a state like this after just a day? They certainly could. Seriously? These curses sure are scary. I'll get forensics to take a look when they get here then. Please do. The investigator in question has worked on paranormal affairs cases before, so they shouldn't need any explanation. All right. The case from yesterday. Great. That should save us some effort then. Cursed one day, a mummified corpse the next. Sure is a scary world we live in. You know, I sometimes find myself wondering if I have a bit of spirit sense as well. Spirit sense. There have been times I've caught sight of strange things when walking down a road at night. And when I looked into it later, I found that the place I'd walked by had been the site of an accident or the like. Oh, that might be the real deal then. It's definitely a possibility. I would advise not going too close to anything you see of that nature. It becomes easier for them to target you if they realize you're aware of them, you see. Geez, what would happen then? I guess I'd end up possessed or something. There is that danger, yes, in the event you are possessed. You may find yourself afflicted by headaches, muscle stiffness and hallucinations, memory problems and impaired thinking, are also not unheard of. Headaches and muscle stiffness definitely ring a bell. I sure hope it isn't the work of some spirit. Do people have their personalities taken over when possessed too? It may be possible with spirits who had a very close relationship to their target, such as if they were siblings or were parent and child. But you almost never hear about people being taken over completely. The negative effects I just mentioned are primarily caused by the two parties not being in sync. That's good to know, I think. Even if a spirit were able to successfully possess someone, it would only be able to pressure them to behave in ways that wouldn't be unusual for the individual in question. I see, but in that case, there's no way of knowing whether you're behaving that way of your own will or not, right? Exactly. Hence the prevalence of cases where people don't even realize they're possessed. So that's how things work around here. As far as I know, I haven't been having any problems like that, though, so I think I should be fine. Having spirit sense seems like it's more trouble than it's worth somehow. We originally came to Mie from Tokyo to investigate another case, but with so many other incidents occurring, I can't help but get the sinking feeling something troublesome is about to happen. Detective Ide has been a huge help to us so far. We might be able to reveal some of our circumstances to him. Ma'am. What is it? Perhaps I could use my Shagan ability and see if it produces any results. That's an excellent idea. I almost forgot we had such a handy trick up our sleeve. Shagan? What does that do? Patience, detective. You'll see soon enough. Right. There. It's done. Oh, so it went well, did it? Well done, Soto. What's all this about, then? Soto can see the face of the deceased from a piece of their remains, however small. He can sketch their features based on what he saw. So that's how you got a sketch of the victim in that other case. An ability like that would be priceless if we could use it on the Force, you know. Well, I hear it doesn't always work, so it's unfortunately not foolproof. So, what did our victim look like? About that, I think it might be faster to see for yourself. This face, it's Somakawa. Wait, Somakawa? You can't mean... Are we jumping back in time? Yumeko Shiki arrives in Toba City, Mie Prefecture, to investigate the discovery of skeletal remains with her assistant, Soto Kiryu. I think they're gone. Welcome, ma'am. I've been waiting for you. The site where the bones were found is a little ways offshore from this beach. You went ahead and started the investigation, I see. Thanks for that. Not at all. You clearing everything with local police meant all I had to do was arrive and inspect the remains myself. To get straight to the point, there is no doubt. Signs of a curse are clearly evident. The skeletal remains are tied to a supernatural incident. Seems I was right to trust my intuition on this one. All right, then. Let me hear the full report. Understood. A diligent and earnest young man, his mentor, my husband, has nothing but praise for his skills, so he has my complete trust. I know I shouldn't rely on him too much, but he's so good at noticing the finer details that I often find myself doing so. This is the town of Ijika in Toba City. The area is a historic place known for its Ama divers. Oh, I know it well. It's also famous as the filming location of one of Japan's most well-known monster films. I wouldn't know about that myself, ma'am, but you seem unusually well-versed in that area. Those old tokusatsu films are the best. You should watch them for yourself, Soto. As you wish. I'll look into it. Ijika Town is a fishing settlement located within Toba City on the eastern tip of the Shima Peninsula. The area takes its name from Ijikajima, an island offshore of the region. It is said that the hollow in the center of the island was so reflective as to resemble a mirror, leading to Yamato Hime no Mikoto, giving it its current name, which is written with the characters her stone and mirror. The Rias coastline is a particularly beautiful sight and is well known as a spot to watch the sunrise. It is also notable as the filming location of the first entry in one of Japan's most famous monster film series, and sees many visits from fans as a result. Toba City is a city located on the northeastern tip of the Shima Peninsula, adjacent to Ise City and Shima City. Along with the city itself, its administrative area also encompasses 4 populated islands. The combined areas of modern Toba City and Shima City was formerly known as Shima Province. Its coastline features one of Japan's most notable Ria coasts, and it is renowned not only for its marine industries, but also for its popularity as a tourist destination. Having originally sprung up as a castle town of the Toba domain, the years following the Meiji era saw Toba flourish as the center of the Shima region. With an abundance of marine products available in its waters, it is also famous for being home to the highest number of active Ama divers in Japan. There are many guest houses run by Ama divers and fishermen along the shore, providing visitors to the area with the opportunity to enjoy fresh seafood. No stickers. Not hiding any stickers from me. No stickers. Alright, let's just talk to Kiryu. To begin, shall we review the details of the case? Is that really necessary?
Summarizing may help us notice something we missed.
Not a day goes past that I don't admire your diligence, Soto.
My thanks. I'll strive to be brief. A few days ago, a fisherman off the coast here hauled up a long, rod-like object. It resembled a human bone, so he notified the police. That was about 10 days ago.
So he fished it up completely by chance.
Following that, the police conducted an underwater investigation of the surrounding area. They discovered multiple skeletal remains in a fissure beneath the rocks. All the remains were already severely deteriorated, with each being several years to several decades old. As a result, forensics struggled to identify the victims. There was just too little to go on. Only fragments of the skulls remained, so facial reconstruction was apparently not possible.
Hardly surprising in such a state. Still, with your ability, we hardly need facial reconstruction, do we?
Indeed, I'll report my discovery shortly.
Would it be rude if I made a sign in my window that's like, I'm recording, please shut the fuck up? You know, one possibility comes to mind. Will you humor me?
Please, go ahead.
I wonder if those skeletal remains could be the victims of the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster from 5 years ago.
Regrettably, that is not the case.
Oh, darn it.
Please don't sound so defeated.
Forensics confirmed 5 bodies in total, but they said that each had decomposed over a different length of time. Oh, meaning they didn't all die at the same time.
Correct. The most recent appears to date back 6 years. The others go back 10 years before that, and another 10, and another 10, and so on.
So roughly one body every 10 years.
Indeed, I imagine that any older remains they may have simply decayed entirely.
Which means someone's been using that fissure as a place to dump corpses for decades.
It's surrounded by rock, and with minimal currents in the area, it's unlikely they drifted there naturally. Had that bone not been fished up by chance, we'd never have known. In other words, it was an ideal site for quietly disposing of bodies.
So this was no accident. Someone did this. There's a Japanese Dexter? I imagine quite some resentment must have piled up over the years.
Indeed, but I've already cleansed the lingering resentment in the area. Leaving such resentment to fester could lead to a curse manifesting, after all.
Efficient as always.
My thanks. There is one more point of concern that all the remains have in common.
Go on.
Each body bore a clean, precise cut, clearly severed.
Severed? You're saying they were sliced straight through the bone?
Exactly. Each was sliced down through the bone, all with a clean cut, as smooth as the last. Forensics noted that reproducing such uniform cuts would be extremely difficult. Even with industrial equipment, such precision would have been unachievable decades ago. One possible explanation is that a master swordsman wielding a razor-sharp katana cleaved each of them in a single stroke.
Yes, well, that would certainly explain it. But warriors don't exactly run around with swords in this day and age. Which brings us to the possibility of a curse, I suppose.
Correct. If the cuts were made by supernatural means, the rules change. And as it turns out, there were traces of a curse at each of the severed points.
It was just a matter of time until we found one.
Also, for the briefest moment, I glimpsed a curse echo that looked like a warrior in armor.
A curse echo in armor?
Yes, judging from the crest on its armor and given our location, it appears to be a curse tied to the Heke? Heke? I think Heke is right.
Right, the Heke.
You are familiar with the Heke, I assume.
Well... The Heke? I'm not too sure.
The Heike were a branch of the Taira clan, a warrior family who rose to power at the end of the Heian period. From their base in the Ise province, they expanded their influence, reaching great heights under Taira no Kiyomori. But in their pride, they were defeated by the Genji in what is now known as the Genpei War. Ah, yes, of course, I knew that. The tale of the Heike preserved just how prosperous they were before they fell. Many who lived through the downfall carried deep regrets. Their resentment is especially persistent. Many traces remain even today, and they can be quite meddlesome. Indeed, you hear about it all over the place. I guess even by expert standards, it's quite the problem. Where am I looking here? Taira no Masamore, Tadamore, Kiyomori, Shigamori, Koramori? The Heike were part of the Ise Taira clan, which was itself an Ise-based branch of the Taira clan, a prominent samurai family of the Heian period. Although the entire Ise Taira clan was greatly influential, Heike refers to the particularly prosperous lineage of Taira no Masamori, Taira no Tadamori, and Taira no Kiyomori. Known as one of the most prominent samurai families of the Heian period, alongside the Minamoto clan, the Taira clan was originally based in the Kanto region. However, following Taira no Masakado's uprising against the central government in the year 935, and suppression at the hands of Taira no Satomori, the latter's son, Korihira, Following the Taira no Masakado's uprising against the central government in the year 935 and its suppression at the hands of Taira no Satomori, the latter's son, Korihira, moved to the Ise province, where he came to wield significant political power. This was the start of what would become known as the Ise Taira clan. 4 generations on from Korihira, Taira no Masamori consolidated the family's influence in Ise. His successor, Tadamori, was granted permission to enter the imperial court in 1132, eventually attaining a rank equal to that of nobility. The distinguishing military exploits of Tadamori's son, Taira no Kiyomori, further led to Kiyomori's promotion to Daijo Daijin, Chancellor of the Realm, the highest possible governmental rank, in 1167. In 1180, Kiyomori's daughter, Noriko, married into the imperial family, and her son ascended the throne as emperor, enabling the Heike to consolidate their monopoly on political authority. Thus, the Taira clan came to dominate the political landscape of the time. Such was their wealth and power that one member of the clan is said to have remarked that all those who did not belong to the Taira clan were to be considered people of no position. However, this golden age of the Taira clan did not last long. Their arrogant rule and dictatorial grasp on power led to many turning against the Taira clan, and the stirrings of rebellion soon came to a head, with several prominent figures joining forces in a bid to overthrow them. In the midst of the resulting years of warfare, Kiyomori died of illness in March 1181. Despite losing one of their key members, the Taira clan continued to struggle against their opponents, but to no avail. In 1185, they were finally defeated in the Battle of Dan no Ura, and many of its members, including Kiyomori's grandson, Emperor Antoku, who was still a child at the time, were lost beneath the waves of Dan no Ura, burdened with unfulfilled ambitions. It is said that the Kusanagi no Tsurugi sword, one of the three imperial regalia of Japan, regarded since ancient times as a symbol of imperial authority, was also lost to sea that day. Yoshitori Utagawa. In the western sea, the diving woman encountered the Heike clan in the depths of the water. So they were a sea people? Interesting. After their defeat, the surviving members of the Taira clan, now disgraced as fallen warriors, scattered across the country and lived out their days in hiding. Even to this day, legends of the Taira clan survivors persist in various regions across Japan. What's more, the katana that Kurseko carried. I believe it may have been the famed blade, Nukemaru. Nukemaru? Yes, a blade passed down through the Heike, once wielded by Taira no Tadamori. I see. It would seem your love of swords has proved rather useful here. So what you're saying is that these skeletal remains were cut and killed by the power of Tadamori's curse. I can't say it was Tadamori himself, but I am confident it was a curse from someone within the Heike. At the very least, it offers an explanation for those mysteriously perfect cuts.
But the body's being dumped every decade. Surely that can't be the curse too, can it?
Correct. I imagine that part likely involves further intervention by someone else.
So, this wasn't an accident by some spontaneous curse. There's a perpetrator out there.
Indeed. However, I can't imagine any psychic with enough power to wield such a curse would dispose of the bodies so poorly. My theory is that someone is using a curse stone. They are killing through its curse, then discarding the bodies.
A curse stone?
Think of it as a talisman that lets even those without spirit sense use the power of curses. They are created when intense resentment fuses with a suitable relic.
That sounds dangerously convenient.
There were a few incidents involving curse stones in Tokyo last year, actually. Didn't you hear?
Oh, now that you mention it, that somewhat rings a bell. Type of curse tool that allows even people without any spirit sense to wield curses. As long as the tool meets the above criteria, items of any shape or size may be referred to as curse stones. Many curse stones have conditions that must be fulfilled to use them, often based on the spiritual power and characteristics of the curse itself. If a curse stone has low spiritual power, it may only be possible to use it under specific circumstances, such as when under the influence of the Feast of Shadows, a spell that heightens the potency of certain types of spiritual energy. So in short, whoever's behind this possesses a stone imbued with the Heke's curse. They use it to kill someone roughly every decade, dumping the body into the sea.
Yes, that aligns with the evidence. Thank you for the summary.
Is someone killing people in order to keep the raging waves from happening? It seems like every 10 years would be like ritualistic. Now then, about those skeletal remains. Were you able to use your Shagen, Soto?
Yes, I did. It only worked on the most recent body, though, the one from 6 years ago. By viewing part of the remains, I was able to reconstruct a portrait sketch of how he looked when he was alive. Here is a copy. I've already provided one to the police as well.
Impressive. That ability of yours remains quite the asset.
Not always. There are times when the vision just doesn't come through. It's far from infallible. Besides, there are those who could simply speak directly with the victim's spirit and ask who did it.
Even so, none of those methods would hold up as admissible evidence in court. But as a lead in our investigation, it's more than enough. Excellent work.
Thank you. We had the police compare the sketch against missing people from 6 years ago, but no matches were found.
Darn, would have made things much easier.
Detective Ide is continuing the investigation.
Ah, the detective with the local police. I've heard he's good, so let's hope he proves it.
Toba seabed skeletons. A case in which multiple human skeletons were recovered from a deep fissure on the Toba seabed. The initial estimate indicated that at least 5 bodies had been disposed of there. The following information has not been made available to the public. Victims' identities unclear. All victims are male. Each body is thought to have been disposed of at different times. The most recent body dates to about 6 years ago. Facial sketch of this individual obtained using Soto Kiryu's Shagen ability. The other remains show signs of gradual aging, with the oldest dating back more than 30 years. Although the presence of older remains has also been confirmed, they have completely decayed, and it is impossible to tell how old they are. It is unlikely that the bodies could have drifted into the fissure naturally, so it is thought that someone has been discarding them there every few years. Each skeleton shows signs of a clean, precise cut inflicted by a sharp blade. Traces of a curse were also detected from around the severed sections. The victims are believed to have been killed by a curse wielded by someone connected to the Heke.
Say, Soto, that sketch of yours. Maybe we should show it to some of the locals.
Ah, good point. Someone might recognize him if they were around here 6 years ago. If we can identify the victim, it could help us trace the one who used the curse.
I guess we can't just leave things be now that we know there is a curse involved. Honestly, I'd rather not deal with it.
There you go again. Are you sure that's something you should be saying out loud?
Obviously not. I just want to get this over with and go home, that's all.
Yes, we all know how much you love your home.
You can see the sea from here all the way to Kamishima. Do you sense anything out there, Soto?
Yes, I do. The waters south of Kamishima are saturated with the powerful presence of the curse of the raging waves. I can sense it even from this distance. That's how strong it is.
Is that so? Looking out to sea, I can't see a thing. I just hope this means we've made it in time.
Even during the disaster 5 years ago, the energy was never this overwhelming. Is that too much? It feels like too much. The seal has broken. There's no doubt about it.
So it's already broken. That isn't good. The sea still seems calm, though. Does the storm not break out immediately?
Yes, something seems to be holding it back for now.
Oh, so there's a silver lining at least.
It seems stable for the moment. We probably have 2 or 3 days of safety. Then we've got a bit of breathing room. Perhaps there's still something we can do.
I hope we can do something about the curse of the raging waves while it's still being held back.
Yes, but despite all efforts, we still haven't found a way to lift the curse. We might have quite a struggle ahead of us.
That's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? And we have no idea where your ancestors' keepsake is either.
I apologize on behalf of my family. Ma'am, behind you.
Behind me?
Hey, it's the victim.
Who's that? Just someone from town passing by? Ah, she bolted. Soda, after her.
On it. Hey, stop.
Let me go. I didn't do nothing wrong.
I've apprehended the suspect.
Good work. Sorry for the rough handling. Mind helping us out a bit?
Huh.
What were you doing here? Why did you run? What? Don't get smart with me. You're the suspicious ones, sneaking around and poking into things. You think folks won't be wary with shady types like you wandering through town? Ah, I see. Sorry if we gave you a scare. We're with the police. Nothing shady here. You're with the police? Seriously? You heard about the skeletal remains found nearby?
Yes, that's what we're looking into.
Shh. You don't look like the police. Say, do you live around here? There's something I'd like you to take a quick look at. Do you recognize this face at all? We believe he may have been around here about 6 years ago. Huh. Nope, don't know him. I see. Then could you point us in the direction of someone who might know about people coming and going in town? No idea. Ask whoever you want. Can I go now? I've got nothing to do with this. Don't know a thing. All right. Sorry for holding you up.
What a peculiar woman.
It was like her mind was somewhere else entirely. Well, either way, we should talk to more people in town.
Agreed.
Also, could you ask around and find out who that woman is?
Of course.
Several hours later.
Ma'am, I've learned a few things.
Excellent. Let's hear it. Any stickers? Any stickers? Any stickers? No stickers. There's a sticker. Found it. Maverick Manny.
The port and town center are down that way, so this area is technically the outskirts. It's a quiet town, so a stranger loitering here would definitely attract attention.
That's a good point. Nothing. He didn't so much as flinch at the thought of tedious door-to-door investigation, not to mention he's good at it. Having him here is a huge help. I showed the sketch of the victim to several townsfolk. However, it would seem that no one here recognized him at all. Unfortunate. I suppose chances are he wasn't from this area to begin with. Guess we'll have to place our hopes on Detective Ide then. You don't suppose we might be working with a bad sketch here? You needn't worry about that. I'm confident in likeness. It should be a near-perfect match. You're right. I'm sure it's close. Sorry for doubting you. I also asked about the woman we encountered earlier. Apparently, she isn't originally from this town. Oh? Is that so? Indeed. Apparently, she wandered into town about 5 years ago. She's been living alone in a cheap rental apartment on the outskirts of town ever since. When she first arrived, she had nothing but an old wooden box, which she was clutching as if it was very dear to her. Nothing but an old wooden box. Supposedly, she used to work as an alma diver. Around when she first moved here, she'd occasionally go diving for fish. But these days, she keeps to herself, and no one ever sees her diving anymore. No one really knows how she sports herself. Many of the islanders find her unsettling. Perhaps she fled from something and moved her life here. That was suggested, yes, but she's never spoken about her past, so no one knows for sure. Although, according to her landlord, she's never been late on rent. And she's never caused any problems either. Still, it seems odd she'd get so worked up about strangers coming to town. Doesn't seem like she's in any position to be worrying about that. You think she might be hiding something? It's possible. Her attitude changed the moment we said we were at the police. Perhaps she was keeping watch over the coast where the bodies were dumped, waiting to see if someone showed up. Right. I mean, the most recent body is from 6 years ago. She arrived in town 5 years back. The timing is rather suspicious when you look at it like that. We'd best keep an eye on her. Agreed. Were you able to get her name? Apparently her last name is Somakawa, but I didn't manage to get her first name. Somakawa? Why does that name sound so familiar? You've heard it before? I think so, but I can't quite remember where. But I'm a woman who cast off her past long ago. I guess I shouldn't let it bother me. Not this again. Let's leave any time-consuming background checks to Detective Ide. Very well. I'll inform him. A woman living in Toba, although she occasionally does work as an alma diver, it is unclear who she is and where she came from. She apparently showed up in Toba about 5 years ago with nothing but a grubby wooden box to her name and has been living there ever since. I wonder if she has a curse stone. So this means that woman might have been marking us since we got here. It's possible. I apologize for not noticing sooner. Even a moment's lapse can expose one to a curse. I was careless, but I won't let it happen again. You can't be cursed that easily. That's terrifying. What a world we live in. That concludes all the information I gathered from my inquiries. That helps a lot. Thank you. Shall I summarize our next steps? Yes, I suppose we need to do something about all this. Let's see. Regarding the unidentified skeletons. Until we can identify the victim from the sketch, we have no other leads to move forward. I believe this is best left in Detective Ide's hands. Yes, agreed. And I think the same goes for that Somakawa one from earlier. We'll have Detective Ide look into her. It's nice to have someone we can rely on. Agreed on that end too. In other words, we can safely leave the skeleton case to him for now. Yes, though we should remain vigilant regarding the curse stones. Regarding our main objective, or the so-called Curse of the Raging Waves. Without knowing how to lift it, there's not much we can do right now. I don't suppose there's a chance you'd be able to break the curse using brute force. You're quite good at that. It's certainly an option if worse comes to worse. I can't say I have high hopes it would work. I guess it would be more realistic to try to find some clues about the whereabouts of your ancestors' keepsake instead. Indeed, it is said that item may hold the key to lifting the curse of the raging waves. But even the location of the map pointing to that keepsake has unfortunately been lost to time. although the map was said to be hidden inside the model of a mermaid mummy. One rumor says it was sold overseas during the Edo period. That doesn't sound promising. If we can find it, I guess we're... if we can't find it, I guess we're back to trying to break the curse with brute force. But to even consider that route, we need much more intel from the island. Which is why we need to head to Kamishima. And at the very least, advise locals to evacuate. Yes, hopefully someone of influence there will believe us about the curse of the raging waves. Is something wrong? No, it's just that one of the islanders I spoke with seems to be calling me over. Something may have happened. I'll go find out. Please do. Ma'am. What was it? The person who called me over shared a new piece of information. They were told to keep it secret, but opened up since we're with the police. Go on. Earlier this morning, down by the shore, they apparently found something that resembled the corpse of a mermaid. A mermaid? Really? That same person reported to a local authority and was immediately ordered to tell no one, not even the police. You're kidding me. That local authority then contacted an unknown individual. Soon after, someone came and secretly retrieved the mermaid corpse. That couldn't be more suspicious, could it? Exactly. They were uneasy about the whole thing, which is why they confided in me. What shall we do? Did they describe what the mermaid looked like? Yes, they said from the head to the shoulders it was human, but below that entirely fish. So it was not the classic mermaid from fairy tales, it would seem. Only the head was human, huh? They also said it was completely dried out, almost mummified. The face was unrecognizable. But they thought it resembled a local Ama diver named Tomiko Suma. What? Apparently she went out diving alone this morning and hasn't returned. That's likely what worried the witness the most. That is troubling. Damn it, just what we needed. More things to deal with. First things first, let's deal with this mermaid story. Come on. All right. It's weird that we started here and then jumped back here and now we're moving forward. I think that that's going to open up this, which we got from Sato's line. Strange timeline so far. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. We have made a lot of progress so far. For now, we finished Yuza's timeline. We finished Sato's timeline. We got one ending, and we are part of the way through Yumeko's timeline. So, I hope that you guys are enjoying this. It seems like we haven't seen a mermaid yet. It seems like all of these things that are like being presented to us aren't actually mermaids. So we've had the thing that grabs you under the lake that came out of that chasm. We have the half fish, half person that is from a curse. We have the immortal who ate the flesh of the mermaid, but we haven't seen a mermaid yet. So I wonder how long it's going to take us to see a mermaid. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. Like, I like the writing. I think that the writers of the Paranormasight games tend to be like non-linear, but they don't tend to be like annoying. It seems like they have an idea of what they want to do. It does sometimes get a little bit sidetracked. Like, we had the whole beach episode, right? Down here, Memories of Last Summer. We had a whole beach episode, so it does sometimes like veer off into its own thing. But they don't tend to be like, they tend to be solid writers, right? They tend to know what they want to do. They tend to have an idea of what they want to reveal and when they want to reveal it. The whole thing with the mirror and Kikuko, the whole thing with the mirror and Kikuko seems clever enough, but like clever but obvious enough. So yeah. Let me know if you guys are enjoying this. Let me know if you want to see more. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for joining me for another night of Strange Scare Games. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Good night.